What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 53. Back again. Story time. Yeah. Story time. This one right here. First off, now, y'all know, Foundation. Excuse me. Y'all know I'm going to call a ball, and strike a strike. Whether it make me look good or whether it make me look bad. I'm going to tell it like it T.I. is. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I know how to do it, man. That's why so many of y'all rock with me, because I'm transparent, man. I'm just put it out there like it is, you know? Got to get that alkaline water break. But anyway, on this one right here, I'll let y'all pick and choose whether it make me look good or bad. But it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? You know, like the title of it. It ain't tricking if you got it. It ain't tricking if you got it. I'd heard that in one of the more rap songs. And then after I heard it in a rap song, I used to hear people say it. Now, let me show you something. A lot of stuff that I would get back, especially back in the day. A lot of stuff that I would get up on, it was because when dudes would come to prison that had been on the streets for a minute, I would always talk to, I used to always want, you know what's happening. I listen to their stories, you know. I want to hear all the stories about what's going on in the streets, how they did this, did that, what happened with this, what happened with that, the whole hookup. You know what I'm saying? I would take those stories, what they was telling me, whether they were lies or true, and I would incorporate it into my cerebellum. So when I touched down, I, knew how to handle myself accordingly, or I would try to know how to handle myself accordingly, So anyway, dudes coming in with all these old elaborate way out stories, and I'm starting to hear, now this was back in the 90s, and the 80s and the 90s. Now, I'm starting to hear a lot of dudes talking about, man, how they would go to the clubs and, you know what I'm saying, in these clubs, all the women, you know what I'm saying, they sell it. They selling cat. They selling cat. They ain't had time to do no whole lot of talking. They quoting prices and getting it right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hearing a lot of dudes, how they talking about how, yeah, man, they paid a girl to do this and paid a girl for this, that, and the other. I'm like, dang, man, you know what I'm saying? From back in the day when I was coming up in them early 80s, it was like that was a no-no for dudes in the dudes in the hood, at least, it's a no-no. I ain't giving no mom nothing. I ain't, woo-woo. I'm like, so that was what I thought, I'm thinking too. So now after my last bid, before I got out and went to Alabama, dudes telling me all these stories about how they met these super fine bad bros and at the club or at the store or at the numerous many different places where they was meeting them at. So they like, man, I had to get that whoop, I had to get that cat, man, I had to get that whoop wop wham wham slam, So I'm like, yeah, for real, man. Like, yeah, man. She talk about it was whoop de whoop this and whoop de whoop that. I'm like, dang, cuz, I mean, you out there, you was out there paying for what. They were like, yeah, man, by tripping no more on that, bop, bop, bop. I'm like, for real? Dang. Whew, times done change, So anyway, time goes on. Whew, I get out. I mess around and get out. So, I'm running with a group of dudes at first. We doing our thing, and then I get with them boys off the west side. Now that that's always, to me, it's different now, it's even now, but back in the day, it was different. Them fools off the west side, they was about that money, man. They was chasing that dollar. Fools off the east side, man, we was rough, rugged, and raw, gang banging, and didn't care nothing about spit. Did we have our hustlers? Yeah. But it was more of a west side type thing, to me. That's me. So anyway, I messed around and hooked up with some cats that I'd been doing time with over the years. And they was like, promised me how we was going to get out, get this money and do this and do that, do this and do that. So I'm like, all right, well, cool. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this and do that. So when I end up, I told y'all the story how I end up bumping into my crime partner again. And, we start hitting these jewelry store licks. Now, once I started hitting the jewelry store licks, I started getting some money. More money than I had ever seen in my life. More money than me personally, my little old East Side broke behind, had ever possessed. So now I'm like, whoo. Now, one thing I do know, man, money will corrupt you. Money will change you. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. But I don't care what nobody say. When you've been broke all your life, and now out of nowhere, I'm talking about an overnight success. Now you got some racks on 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 racks in your pocket. Oh, shoot, man. You gonna change. You gonna go to spending it. You gonna get an attitude. You gonna start getting a little arrogant. You know what I'm saying? You gonna start walking different, talking different, looking different. You know what I'm saying? Smelling different, feeling different. You know what I'm saying? When all them differences go to popping up, you can't help but be different. You are a different type animal now. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna start doing things that you wasn't doing before. You're going to start experiencing things that you had never experienced before. And then a lot of times you're going to start hanging with a different group of people that you wasn't hanging with before. With that comes a whole lot of problems and other this, that, and others. You know what I'm saying? That's neither here nor there right now. So anyway, here it is. I'm out. I'm getting a little money now. I'm getting a little money. I'm branching out. I'm spreading my wings. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing new things now. Like, yeah. So now, the dude that I was fooling with, the mastermind of our whole get down, he would always tell me about, look, Toon, don't do this with your money. Don't do that with it. Don't do this. Don't do that. But now, at the same token, while he telling me not to do this, not to do that, he going to the club because I'm going with him. And he throwing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars up in the air like it ain't nothing. But you telling me don't do it. Want to see what that feel like. You know what I'm saying? I told you about the time I blow 10 racks in one night. I was sick. Ooh, the next day, boy, I was sick. What? Me? Do tell, But anyway, so look. Back to the situation with females. I always remember now what dudes was telling me in prison. I remember what they was telling me. So look, man, we went out one night and we went to a club in it was a strip club in LA. What was it called? Was it the Barbary Coast? No. It was a club right there called the Barbary Coast. And it was another club down the street called King George's or something like that. They had all them little Mexican bras in there dancing and stripping. The Barbary Coast was across the street from the one I'm talking about. The one I'm talking about was called, man, anybody that's out of Gardena that or remember back in them days, it was on 139th. And was it Western or Shadron or something like that? It was on 130 something, but it was a strip club. Everybody was going to it. A lot of people was going to it. Now, I hadn't had a lot of experience with strip clubs. It wasn't my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I always been just a stomped down gangbanger. I wasn't tripping on no strip clubs, no nightclubs, no nothing club, period. The homie Crazy Ray, he took me and got me to go to my very first nightclub. At the time, back in the day, it was called the Bit and Apple. And when I went up there, I went to snatching chains. You know what I'm saying? I'm Easty, through and through. All I see is me getting some money, bump it. He tell me, no, cuz, man, shoot, bump this. I ain't tripping. You can't, hey, man, you can't, man, what? You can take the boy off the east side, but you can't take the east side off the boy, And I'm Easty for real. But look, so, the homie tip, he want me to go up in there with him. He want me to bounce. I'm like, all right, cuz. This was the first time. Now, I went there some other times after that with him. But this was the very first time I had went to this club. So, we up in there, man, the girls, they dancing, they doing their thing. I'm checking them out. I'm like, all right, hey, oh. So now, one girl asked me, do I want a lap dance? So I was like, all right. I'm like, yeah. Cause, I heard dudes in the prison talking about the lap dances and all that. Want me one too. And so, one of my songs that I used to love to pay a girl to dance to, whether it was a lap dance or whether it was dancing on stage, that Aaliyah, that 1 in a million. Oh, love is 1 in a million. It goes on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? Man, I used to always pay it. Man, I used to love to see them females dance to that one. And the other one was that Genuine, that pony. You know what I'm saying? Ride it, my pony. Paddle, waiting, coming, jump on it. Man, them 2 songs right there, I would always get the females to dance to. Like I say, whether it was a lap dance or whether it was just dancing on stage. I was crazy about both them songs, and I wanted to see the females dance to them songs. So anyway, so when this girl, she come to me, you know what? I was getting to say her name, but I decided I'm not going to say her name. I was getting to say it. No, I ain't going to say her name. But anyway, so she like, baby, you want to lap this? You want to lap? I'm like, yeah, I want, yeah. So back then at the time, I think it was, it was either $10 a song or $20 a song, if I can remember right. $10 a song or $20 a song. It was something like that. But anyway, so I'm getting my little lap dance, you know what I'm saying? Which, to be quite honest with you, it wasn't doing spit for me. It wasn't moving me. I'm sitting back, she dancing and rubbing and, you know what I'm saying, all this. So, of course, now, I done heard about all the other extracurricular activities that can go down. Yeah, that can go down. So I'm like, all right, what, cool. So, she doing what she do. So now, man, look, I'm not with it. I want to hit. So I proposition her. So I'm like, man, what's up? What time, I'm on some what time you get off work type get down. Dang, baby, what time you get off? She's like, for what? I'm come back here, scoop you up, we can woo-woo. Man, no, I don't, So as it goes on, I tell her, I'm like, man, I want some whoop-wop-wham. You know what I'm saying? Some round. She was like, what? I'm like, yeah. So she immediately quoted a price. Bam. Now, at any other time, this would have offended me. It would have offended me. But because of me listening to all these fools that I was in prison with, that was coming to prison behind me, telling me that don't nobody trip no more. This is how everybody with money get out. I'm like, this is how everybody with money get out? Yeah, man. I'm like, man, trick. Like, no, you ain't no trick, man. You just paying for what you want. I'm like, for real? They like, yeah, they tell me, yeah, this, you pay for what you want, man. Get that out the way, man. Ain't nobody got time to be, they didn't use the word tongue wrestling, but I'm just use that word. But ain't nobody got time to be going back and forth, haggling and all this and that. She got what you want. You got what she want. Man, go ahead and break her off. Y'all go ahead and get out and get on about your business, man. You know what I'm saying? That's if you having money like that. I'm like, oh, all right. So now here it is, all these years and months later, I'm in the position, I got me some money. Old girl done quoted a price. So I'm like, Sue, I ain't got the tongue wrestle with her. Because it didn't register to me at first. But now after listening to the logic, that the homies was telling me up in that prison, they were like, cuz, look here, big homie. Man, you meet these bros out here, man. You trying to buy them something to eat. You trying to date them, take them out. They might want some shoes. They might want this, and this. Then they want to drag you along about the cat. Now here it is. You might be fooling around here a month later. You steadily breaking her off, looking out for her, taking her out to dinner and doing this and that. And she still ain't let you hit because she knows she got a sucker on the rope. I said, dang, you know what? I said, you right. They were like, man, just bust through the middle, man. Go ahead and give her a little bit up now. You do what you do. You go left, she go right. You ain't got to worry about it no more. I'm like, dang. So now all of a sudden, now I'm like, all right, that do make sense. You know, that do make sense to me now. All right. So now, like I say, fast forward all this time later, I'm in the position. Now, like I say, she done quoted her price. So I'm like, all right, well, cool. Cool. So I said, well, hold on. I bounce off. I leave. I go over there to my partner and I tell him what just transpired. What's happening? I'm like, cuz, what's up with that? He was like, shoot, man, if that's what you gonna do, man, handle your business, cuz. It ain't no thing. Shoot, bop it, you know. Shoot, we got money. Boop. In my head, I'm like, yeah, we got money. That little bit that she said, that ain't nothing. I'm like, all right. So a little time go by, I go back, I find her again, and I tell her, I'm like, shoot, look, what's up? What's up? She was like, you tell me. I'm like, shoot, let's do something. I'm thinking from what people was telling me that it's some rooms in the back, or you can go upstairs, or you can go here, go there. But it wasn't that type get down. No, it wasn't that type get down. So she say, look, I'm finna get off in about another hour. If you wait, if you gonna be here, shoot, we can bounce there. She say, you gonna pay for the room? I'm like, yeah, I pay for the room. Yeah, because I done got excited. Now I'm like, yeah, I pay for the room. So she was like, all right. So when I go, I tell the homie, he be like, cuz, you know, don't trip. Yeah, we can hang out. You know, it ain't nothing. I ain't got no plans going nowhere no time soon anyway. Cool. Fast forward. Bam. It's time for her to get off work. I track her down. Wow. She was like, hold on, give me about 5 more minutes. I'll be out. All right, cool. Cool. Boom. We leave. We in the car. We in the car. So now I done got this bright idea that hit my head because of something that one of my partners in prison was telling me about, some of the shenanigans that he was pulling on the streets, about how brawls will set you up, how they'll do this and do that, do this and do that. Talk about, man, you can't trust them, cuz, man, whoa, whoa, whoa. So now, like I say, I run them reels back in my mind. Everything that I heard in prison, I incorporated it into my, you know what I'm saying, my get out. So now, I don't want to go to no motel because I'm thinking she finna set me up. Paranoid. So I tell her, I say, look, you got your own car? She was like, yeah. I'm like, all right, well, cool, cool, cool. She's like, what's up? Let's go. I'm like, no, look, we could do it in the car. She was like, do it in the car? I'm like, yeah. She was like, you said we was going to get a room. Nah, I ain't get no room. I don't want to get no room. I want to do it in the car. Do it in the car. She went back and forth, back and forth. She said, well, look, we can't do it right here, man. Everybody going to see it. I said, I find a spot. To my surprise, she was down. Make a long story short, we skirt off. You know, I find a little spot in the back, in the booth, in the alley, in the dark. You know what I'm saying? That type get out, you know. And she immediately, she was like, nah, get my money, get my money, get my money, get my money. So I'm like, all right, well, cool. I give her money. I ain't gonna lie. We do the do. We do the do. We do the do. After that, it was no problems, no hitches. I bring her back to the parking lot, drop her off. Whop. She got out, went to her car, got ghost. I go back in the club. Boom. The homie's still in there. I'm telling cuz, what's happening, what's happening? He like, man, shoot, what's up? Was you ready to bounce? I'm like, yeah, shoot, cuz, we can bounce. We end up leaving. But now, after that right there, oh man, I ain't gonna even lie, I was hooked. I was hooked, y'all. Man, I was not finna tongue wrestle with no female, acting like I want to get to know her, acting like I'm trying to date her and marry her, because them girls out there, they wasn't with it. They don't want to hear that mess. They not looking for no man. They were not looking for no long-term relationship. No, they wasn't looking for none of that. They trying to hook up real quick, get them ends. You go your way, they gonna go their way. When you see them again, don't be running up in their face, all love-struck and puppy dog-eyed. Man, listen, if you run up in their face again after that, have them dollars in your hand. So, boom. After a couple of more times of these type of endeavorments, I'm like, oh, shoot, I ain't gonna even lie. Y'all, I figured in my mind, this is the way to go. This is the way to go. It was no fuss, no muss. I didn't have to worry about her blowing my phone up, running behind me, having to be home at night, having to do nothing like we was in some like no, we handled our business, and it was it. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, shoot, I started liking that. Anyway, yeah, you know. So now, like the title say, it ain't tricking if you got it. But that's how dudes taught me. Like I say, I learned from dudes running their mouth in prison. And that's what they taught me. That's what they showed me to do. And so when I got out, I tried it. I liked it. And I incorporated it into my program. Now, of course, it made it a lot easier because at the time I was living with one of my wives. Boom. And so, you know, of course, what you gonna do? That was the perfect get down, wop, wop, wham, and I'm gone. So, yeah, y'all, that's what happened, man. That's what happened, man. That was it. Hey, man, look. Hey, I'm finna kill this video, but look, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm about to tell you the video. You know what? I was finna tell you my next video. Out here in Alabama, years and years later, man, a girl played me so cold. Ooh, man, played me so cold. Girl played me cold, y'all. I was on the warpath. I was on the warpath about this one. It was finna go down. My next video, I'm gonna tell y'all about that. I forgot it. Man, there's so much stuff, man, I can tell y'all, man. I forgot that little bit, though. But I'm going to tell y'all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you something. For those who ask me some certain questions about Tune, man, we love your stories, man. We love this and that, man. Well, you the best storyteller. It's a gift, homie. It's an art form and it's a gift. Because one of the things why I say, you know, I'm going to always have a story for y'all. I always have a story to tell. Even after, what, almost 3 years. They like, dang, man, you been telling them 3 years. You still ain't ran out. What are you doing? Because each and every day, man, something happens in your life. Each and every day, things happen in your life that can be put into story form. Now, for some reason, it comes easy to me. You know what I'm saying? God bless me with that gift. And a lot of people ask me, too, how can you remember so much stuff? It's because I have an analytical mind of all the books I read. I love to read books. All them years in prison, when you read, that strengthens your mind. That builds your mind. And you learn to read, you know what I'm saying? If I read a book, it don't make no difference, man. I could turn around and give you that book from the beginning to the end. I might leave out a few little things here and there. But, you know, I could, you know, hey, it is what it is, was what it was, and it's going to be what it's going to be, you know, or see. Thought I was going to miss it, huh? But anyway, a lot of times, man, you could take an incident where a person, I'll give you an example. Person walks out the door. I could be standing on the tier in prison, and a person will walk, a person just walked out the door, went to the day room and was looking at TV, might have said a few words, blah, 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 and got up and went back to his cell. That didn't take 30 seconds to tell you that. But that 30 seconds that I just gave you, once I put it into story form, it goes from a 30-second whop to a 25-minute story. Why? Because the devil is in the details. Not that I'm lying about anything, because I don't have to be, but I give you the details of everything, what it looked like, what time of day. It's just like writing a book, like reading a book. From me reading them books all them years, man. What the other people in the day room were doing, the way he walked to the day room, put emphasis on what he said when he was in the day room. The people who were out on the tier with me, what they were doing, what they were dressed like, what they were talking about. Like I say, the time of day, what the police was doing, what was on TV. You interject all these things in a story form, and it takes something that you can say in 30 seconds, and you can change it into 25 minutes. I'm a bad man, y'all. Y'all just rock with me, man. That's why I'm always have something for you. But in the meantime, in between time, man, y'all stay above ground, man. Stay peaceful. Tell the people you love them, man. And always remember, man, Cartoon, he represents the gangsters, man. The Avalon gangsters. I'm out. Peace.
Gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie. Ain't nobody gangsta boogie. 4, 2, 1, man. 4, 2, 1, man.